MTC's Workforce Egypt project, funded by USAID, is striving to transform Egypt's technical and vocational education and training system by producing the skills needed for a globally competitive Egyptian economy. What sets Workforce Egypt apart is its focus on strengthening and reforming Egypt's technical education system using innovative approaches that foster sustainable partnerships with private sector companies, business associations, donor organizations, and non-governmental organizations, creating a more robust technical education ecosystem. To assist in that effort, a Career and Technical Education (CTE) focused study tour delegation recently came from Egypt to the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and Utah areas to identify innovations and best practices in support of the International Applied Technology Schools (IATS) and learn a variety of ways CTE training opportunities are successfully being made available to youth and young adults. The delegation consisted of Deputy Minister for Technical Education and other officials of the Egyptian Ministry of Education and Technical Education, IATS, school principals, and executive supervisors, USAID Egypt Contracting Officer Representative, and MTC's Workforce Egypt project staff.
Career and technical education track in the United States somehow has its own characteristics, and we feel like it can be localized to the Egyptian context, and this is why maybe we wanted to study it further.
Overall, the focus for both Washington, D.C. and Utah was to expose the team to the various ways technical education is offered to the youth here in the United States. So what we would like to see is how are we going to transfer some of these experiences, some of these systems, some of these ideas into our Workforce Egypt program.
The delegation met with Assistant Secretary of Education for Office of Career, Technical, and Adult Education, Amy Lloyd, toured community and technical colleges, high schools, and 2 Job Corps centers, examining a variety of programs and systems.
Where we can see how the clusters works, how the pathways works, how the credit hours and the transfer of the credit hours to colleges and universities works. So to help us revamping what we call in Egypt commercial education track. We want to transfer some of the know-how, some of the knowledge, some of the skills, some of the way of the management of the high schools and the community colleges in Utah for our principals and private sector colleagues that is accompanying us.
The delegation returned to Egypt with a much widened knowledge base of CTE best practices, innovations in private sector partnerships, career development, as well as gratitude toward those institutions that welcomed their study.
We can't be thankful enough to all of our host institutions who were incredibly collegial, very warm, and at the same time have had some very open and candid discussions about the ever-changing world of career and technical education, be it in the United States, in Egypt, or anywhere around the world.